Alright, we got about a 1990 Badger 460 excavator. We got high rail on it, and we've got a Loftness mulching head on it, and we're going to change a tooth on it, and Owen's going to spin it around so we can get at the head with some air tools and stuff. It's run, you can see by on the front, by we got a big hydraulic pump coming off the crank of the front engine, and you can see how the top is, we got the hydraulics going over the top because the swivel in the middle of the excavator wasn't big enough to handle it. There's the mulching head. It's a pretty good carrier for that head. And we've switched this Loftness head to some different teeth that we make. They're a lot cheaper. They're not carbide, but they're resharpenable. And depending on what you're doing and where you're working, these teeth are cheaper to run. Instead of having hammers, carbide hammers, they got D2 tool steel to run with. And we're going to show you how to change a tooth on that. And I'll get back to you later. Alright, here we are. We've got the replacement teeth. One's got our phone number, one side's got our phone number on it for reordering, and the other one's got the good old Made in the USA on the other side. We get two bolts, 5/8 cap screws. One's 3.5 inches long, one's 3 inches long. Two lock washers and two 5/8 11 nuts. These are all grade 8, and the tooth itself is made out of D2 tool steel, one of the better wearing tool steels, and it should last quite a while. Nothing likes rocks, but this here will probably stand up better than anything else to the rocks, except for maybe carbide. But at a third of the cost, we feel that this is a good replacement if you're going to be in a non-rocky area, or even if you are in a rocky area, you're going to have to resharpen a little more often. And now we're going to, switch to the next little video on how to put them on. Okay, here we are. We're going to take off the old tooth, which is a standard Loftness carbide, which is pretty good, but they're really expensive to replace, and we're going to replace it with a cheaper Riendo machining tooth on here, made in the USA. Right, and the other side's got our phone number on it for replacement. Okay, Owen, just gonna take these teeth bolts out. And we're gonna put the bolts that we mentioned earlier, along with our new tooth. Long bolt in the back. Short bolt in the front. Lock washer, lock washer. And we're going to grab a 15/16 wrench and our impact wrench again. Tighten her up. And there we go. We got our new tooth on. And of course you'll have to adjust your clearance against your shear bar so your tooth will have the proper clearance. We like to have them nice and tight, and we feel we get a better chip size that way. And we've already been running with some of these other teeth. You can see debris will get in the back, but that's out of the way. And doesn't really matter, and you won't have to deal with that until you put on another set of teeth. And that's after you sharpen these all the way down. You can sharpen them way down until they're almost down to the flat here. That's it. Okay, as you can see, the tooth that runs inside of the anti-wrap to keep the wire from wrapping around your bearing, the random machining tooth will not fit in this area. The clearance is too small. Not until you've sharpened it a few times. We figured that the extra material that we leave on our teeth lets you sharpen it 2 or 3 times before it would actually fit in this area. And but they are very close to the same weight from this tooth with the nuts and bolts to this tooth. 1.8 pounds, 1.3 pounds, and with the longer bolts and nuts and stuff, it brings it up to almost the 1.8 pounds. In order to keep the weight the same, we did it that way. This tooth cannot be replaced, but this inside edge doesn't usually become dull because it never sees any work. So if you remove this tooth and put it on the other end of the rotor, like we've kept right here, and move this tooth up to this end of the rotor, you'll have a sharp cutting edge out on the end. And we suggest you do that because our tooth will not fit in this area. Thank you.